no other headaches. This is mine, that is mine. This mind business causes the problem, I think. Personally, I think this must be the reason. That this mind business, this is mine, because whatever is mine. So somebody told me, this is a very good argument he gave. Whatever is mine is not I. Means that's not so. My body, my head, my everything, mine. But I, he gave me this idea, I. What is I? Then I is separated. Whatever is not mine is I. So what remains is your spirit. Somebody gave me this argument, I said it's a very good argument to work it out. Then whatever remains is I. And that I is the one we have to see. So you go on reducing all these minds. So the pure spirit of innocence will rise. So the idea about spirit also, people think that if you become spiritual, I don't know what people think about spiritual people, but the idea about spiritual people is that you have to be something terrific like a bull, or I don't know, you have to be sharp like a fox, you have to be intellectual like Freud or something. All sorts of ideas people have. No, it is not. Spiritual person is just innocent. Just innocent. There is no intelligence, nothing, just innocent. The whole thing is innocence. See, whatever he talks or says comes through innocence. It doesn't have intellect as such, which people have through reading and through understanding and by analyzing. Nothing of the kind. It just has pure and simple innocence. And it all works out very well. It's so clean. It just says what it knows, and what it knows is the highest. So this deconditioning has to be brought within us. But you should not discuss it among yourself. Also, when you start discussing, then you see, it becomes sort of a theological argumentation. There is no theology about it. It's very simple. It's the simplest thing is to be innocent. But the innocence is lost. Why? Because our attention is in different ways. We are attentive to other things. We are looking at other things. You see. It's so simple, Today I was thinking, I have to buy 3 9-yard saris. A simple question I said. Because there are 3 ladies who wear 9-yard saris and I have to give them 3 9-yard. That's all. I just thought of it. All right. I came here, I saw a very nice sari being put in. So I asked her, where do you get? She said, you get here. I said, all right. So we go and buy those 3 saris. No analysis, nothing of the kind. I just came into my mind, I have to buy 3 saris, finished. The answer is. So even the atmosphere is so innocent. The whole situation is so innocent that the solution is presented by innocence to innocence. Innocence works out in everything, you see, because everybody has little bit of innocence in everyone, isn't it? So you can, it's like a 5th columnist, you see. The innocence is the 5th column within you. So if any person is innocent, you see, he'll work out on your 5th column and will make you all right. When you give bandhan to others, what happens? You actually bind him by your innocence. And the poor fellow doesn't know. He has his innocence within him. You capture that innocence. That's how you are there. That's how you manage. It's very simple to work out things. Only principle, the tattva, the whole thing rests on what that one is nothing but innocence. So try to develop this by all these things are neti, vachanai, gumo, avochus. You guys saying not this, not this, not this, not this, not this, to all your thoughts. Not this, not this, not this, not this. You reach there. Not mine, not mine, not mine, not mine. You reach there. And that is how it is. And you see the whole material world is now attacking the innocence because they are frightened. You cannot attack. Innocence cannot be destroyed. It cannot be destroyed. Innocence is something, is all pervading and it cannot be destroyed. So whatever people may try, it cannot be destroyed. But it can be covered. It can recede. but it cannot be destroyed. It will act its own way. So try to develop that innocence, which is the basis of Mahalakshmi Tattva, we should say, or that is the essence of Mahalakshmi Tattva. So the outward thing is the weightage, weight, the dignity, the behavior, everything is the outward thing, and the inside thing, the Tattva, the principle on which it is based, is innocence. Now, if we understand Mahalakshmi Tattva within us, how it has to work out. It's not intellectual. Again, I would say that I don't want you to project your intellect into it and to find out. But just remain where you are and you will find the answers just coming to you. Automatically. Just don't project your minds into it. Just you'll get all the answers to every question. Just like that. Because innocence in everyone is the simple answer. While all the complications drop out, the innocence lives. And that is what is the love of God. Is the love of God. So don't confuse this with love, with all your nonsensical love ideas you have about people and identification, misidentification. This is pure love within us, the purity, the innocence, which is love, and which is life itself, we should say, is a part of that, the Pranashakti. But Pranashakti is not Mahalakshmi. So Mahalakshmi is the essence and essence of everything. Because if creation has to take place also, if desire of God is there, and if there is no Mahalakshmi Tattva, then what is the use of having the desire? It's finished. Supposing even if you have creation and you do not have the Mahalakshmi Tattva, how will you work it out? You cannot work it out. You have to have Mahalakshmi Tattva because they do not have any meaning. So outwardly it is Mahalakshmi Tattva, but inside is, we can say there are three cores. The first core is Mahalakshmi Tattva, outside. To look at, you see the growth, all right. Then inside is the creation, that is all the elements being created and all that. But inside that is the desire. And inside the desire is the half one, you can say, is the Ganesha Tattva. So this Ganesha Tattva ultimately overpowers everything and permeates through everything. And this is, I would say, that don't think about it. Just allow your innocence to grow. Simple innocence and your dignity. That's very important to have your dignity. Like some people think if they wear torn clothes or walk about on the street, they are big sannyasis. It's wrong. Why? You are not being dignified. And God has given you so much. Why should you try to show that you haven't got anything, just to show off that you haven't got anything? God has given. This is just a sort of a thanksgiving to God. That God, you have given me so much. You have to wear the best. Like in puja, if you see the ladies here wear all their nose rings and all their ornaments and everything. On the temple, if they have to, everything they wear. And in the same way, men also wear their very clean dresses, very clean things, whatever they have. They wear simple, clean dresses, whatever they have. But no ostentatious. It's just a thing by which you express. The God has given you this, oh God, It is such a great day today to be the New Year, on the New Year day to be here on Mahalakshmi's place of Kolhapur. And this is also called Kolhapur because Kolasura was killed here. Kolasura was a horrible fellow like a fox, and he was born again. Now he is again dead, thank God. He was here and now he is dead. Kolasura died. You don't think about it, again your mind goes on. Don't think about it, I'll tell you about it. I have deliberately avoided the name. He was born again and was killed now. So this is the place where Kolasura was killed, where this was established. So Mahalakshmi's incarnation came in, and that's how this place has a special value, that we have come here for a pilgrimage. And let us be, in a humble way, think about it. Actually, these things could not take place in the West, because even if they had come out of the Mother Earth, who would have recognized them? Who would have known about them? Who would have respected them? Who would have worshipped them? That's why it did not happen in the West too much. But it is there, little bit is there, no doubt. But here, now, we have all these temples, and attack on the innocence has come from the Tantrikas. And so the Tantrikas entered all these temples and they tried to establish themselves. But gradually they are being neutralized and cleaned up. These Tantrikas have gone into every temple of all the goddesses and they will be gradually all ousted out. So this is the attack that came through, and that's how these Brahmins, you see, came down and settled in these places, so-called Brahmins, and tried to preach about all tantric methods and things here in the temple, and they really spoiled the atmosphere. So may God bless you all. I want you people to develop concentration of mind so that you rise above all other misidentifications and get identified with a pure spirit through your Mahalakshmi principle. May God bless you. आता काय पूजन असेल ते करा. कुठे काय? This is Mahalakshmi Sutras they will say today. काय तुमचं आता आधी गणेश पूजन तर पाहिजेच, मग त्याच्यानंतर महालक्ष्मी पूजन. बस झालं, काय जास्त